All right, we're playing our match here with our Doran deck, and we're going to go ahead and keep this hand. This hand seems fairly solid. We don't necessarily want to draw this. You'd rather, obviously, rather get into play with but this hand is not bad double. We're going to get an Overgrown Tomb here, even though it costs us quite a bit of damage. At least we're not thought seizing. I have Lightning Axe myself on turn 1 with this deck plenty of times. But let's see what our opponent's on here. We're going to get a double Inquisition in, which is pretty good. We'll see how good the path turns out to be. And he leads with, so he's Serum Visions off a Breeding Pool. Okay. I assume this means Scape Shift, which means this Path to Exile is probably not going to be very good, but the Zur might be. Right, so let's go ahead and start with an Inquisition. Oh. Interesting. So our opponent is playing a Knight of the Reliquary Nahiri deck. So we got blue, green, red, white. He's on 4 color too. All right, I accept. And we get his Goyf out of here. So he's got the Nahiri. So it looks like we'll be able to get blue off of this. We're going to really want to draw a land next turn, if possible. That would be great. But what colors do we need here? This guy is our access to our white and our blue, so we have to get one of those two. And green, so maybe we want Hallowed Fountain. That allows us to have the path. We have, yeah, this seems fine. But we have to have the black to Inquisition him again. We don't actually have to Inquisition this turn, though. We could save it. Well, I don't want to make my next draw step worse. Alright, so we're going to live on... The Noble Hierarch is going to be our blue mana this game. I think that's the way to go about it. So maybe we Godless Shrine here. It's not that we get Watery Grave, but then we don't. Then we're cutting ourselves off white mana in this path. And then with Tarmogoyfs in this deck, I think I'd rather have path if this were to die. Zer's gonna be very good against him though when we do get it. Sorry, this is an unexpectedly little rough decision here, but I think we're actually gonna go ahead with the Hallowed Fountain. That gives us white, blue, black, so if we just hit another. Yeah, so this is, we don't have to Inquisition this turn because he can't play it, so we'll save ourselves the damage. Now in our next turn, we can play, if we hit the land, we can play Zur. I don't know, let's... You drew a Tarmogoyf, well, okay. There you go. Glad we can path it. And we drew another Zur. Not exactly what we wanted, but go ahead and start by Inquisitioning him. Alright, he's got lands in Nahiri. So go ahead and hit him in his upkeep here. We don't want to give him Nahiri next turn. We'll go ahead and path his Goyf. This is not ideal. We're going to need a land. That second Zur was a pretty bad draw. And he's just going to get a Nahiri and just start going to town, and we're not going to be able to do anything about it. So we're certainly going to need to find a land here. You know, that said, if he's not really able to do anything this turn, depending on what his draw is, and then we just play Zur, and we go get a Courser Crewfix with it, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. What has he drawn, though? Well, there's the Knight. Okay, well, we at least hit our land. Okay, what can we get with this one? So we have black, blue, white. Don't really want to take any damage here. Can we just get away with getting a forest? I think we can at this point. The ideal would be the Breeding Pool, but I don't really want to take unnecessary damage. And once we play our first Zur, I mean, he's probably just plussing his Nahiri when he plays it. He's unlikely to decide he really needs to kill our Noble Hierarch, I think. And then if we get an attack in, we'll be able to go get a Detention Sphere for the Knight. So that would mean that our Hierarch can then attack. Okay, this is fine. So, yep, white, black, blue. Okay. All right, so number 1 down. Our opponent's hand is a bunch of land and a Nahiri and 1 unknown. So we'll see what he decides to do here. I suspect he'll just tap out, play Nahiri. Now, what really blows us out if he has Nahiri plus, obviously he can sacrifice a land, get another land, and then path our guy. That would be pretty rough. Instead, he eats the Hierarch. Interesting. If we drew another Zur. Okay, well, this is still pretty fine. Like, we're just going to go ahead and play the old assault formation. Move to combat here. Attack Nahiri. Get Detention Sphere for Knight. Now there's a couple ways we get blown out here. If he's able to either get like something like a Sajiri step to give this guy, that is a thing that I've seen happen. I think we've done it in this series before. It gives a guy protection from our Detention Sphere. That's going to be rough. If he has a path lurking in his hand somewhere. I'm really hoping this is just a value Knight of the Reliquary, clear out my deck play and not the blowout. Okay. Think that's what's happening. Alright, would like to use the ability. Would like to take down your Nahiri. Assault formation doing work. Alright, that was huge for us, because now, and okay, it was that huge for us. He has scooped. Wow, that was actually really nice. We play the assault formation there and get to just completely blow him out with that attack with our 4/4 Zur. We were in trouble too. If he just kills our Zur, we have 2 more Zurs in hand, not a 4th land, but alright, there we go. So it's Knight of the Reliquary Nahiri deck, huh? It's very interesting. I don't know which of these cards we want. I mean, the Kitchen Finks seems fine. We can probably get rid of. I mean, we could get rid of a Spellskite. I don't think it's huge. We didn't see any removal from in that game. I actually guess the real question is, no, okay, so, yeah, it seems fine. We're going to do this. And sort of like having access to the Fangs, it's just sort of a resilient threat here. Interesting deck from our opponent's side, but Power of Zur right there, get 1 Zur attack and just completely blow up in that game. I mean, when he passes the turn with Nahiri up and Knight of the Reliquary up, he's probably feeling pretty good, but alright, mulligan the way that one, keep this one. Yeah, I think we want that. We'll have to get blue mana this time. Our opponent has mana dorks as well. Okay, so can we just fetch for black? Try to minimize damage here. We could fetch for black. This gives us green. This gets us blue-white. And we have everything? Sure. And Inquisition our opponent here. Noble Hierarch's Linvala. That's not as good as you would think, friend. I guess we just go ahead and take the Serum Visions. His hand is a lot worse after that's gone, so. Yep. Go ahead and get on in here. We'll just play a Goyf. I don't think I want an Inquisition here. I think we just want a Goyf. Now it's a tiny baby Goyf. I don't know if this Inquisition will be great. I mean, that turn it wasn't going to do anything. We need to just tap out. Next turn we may be able to, we may just Abrupt Decay and Inquisition depending on what he does here. Yeah, he's just going to play this. That's fine. Actually, I'm probably just going to end up. Ooh, that's actually a really interesting one. We make our guy a 4/5 and bash in and gain a bunch. Like, do we really care about Linvala? We can deal with Linvala later. But I guess alternatively, I could just Inquisition him, Abrupt Decay. We can't attack in that way. Abrupt Decay would give us an instant. Make our Goy for 3/4, which bounces. I sort of like just playing the Unflinching Courage and just getting the beatdown on and making him deal with it immediately. And then after that, we untap with a full range of options available to us. Now, this Inquisition may end up being pretty dead here due to the way we played this game, but I don't feel bad about the way we've played this game. Also, given how much damage we have to do to ourselves here, how to play this? But we know his hand is poop, so why not? Let's try to get in there. This is a very aggressive line to take here, but I think it's correct. We just, we can just start the clock on him right now, put the pressure on, and then hopefully use our removal spells to deal with whatever his answer, when he tries to play catch up, because we're winning the on-board game right now, as is with our 4/5 Tarmogoyf. Yeah, so the onus is on him to do something. I mean, Kessig Wolfrun, I guess maybe he's not winning the race. It allows him to trade with the Goyf. He's got his own Goyf. Okay, that's fine. Your Goyf's still a baby Goyf, friend. All right, so we'll go ahead and I guess we'll burn the Inquisition just to see what the last card is. I probably know if I had written down, but Magic Online doesn't give you an easy way to keep it up, and I'm not going to waste all of your time when I'm recording videos by writing it down. So there's no reason not to do this now. Oh, look at that. All right. Sure. Got it out of his hand. Actually sort of relevant, as it turns out. Makes our Goyf a 5/6. Yeah, it actually is super relevant, because he would have just blocked and then traded with that. So now I just get a bash on in here with it. Gain 5. He's at 10, we're at 15. We'll Abrupt Decay. Hopefully he'll go in on the Kessig on like the Goyf. And then we'll Abrupt Decay the Goyf, and then sorry, I'm fetch a forest here. So maybe it's better to play the more mana. Maybe I do this. Yeah, maybe I'm just do this. So I have to get white or blue, so I have to pay a bunch of life to do it. But we'll get the life back by not taking the Linvala hit. Sure, that's fine. So I think we want the Temple Garden here. So we have 2 sources of black, we have 2 sources of green. This is what we want. Alright, so blue, white. Yeah, I think this is better, because this, and I guess we want this because it can't be Abrupt Decayed. Alright, so our opponent's in trouble. He can bash us for 4, but it's down to 8. And we get it. He's 2 hits away from being dead. He can, I guess, go in on the Kessig. Oh. Okay, that's not a bad draw. Serum Visions or the Bolt? Can't tell. Guess we'll find out. It was the Serum Visions. That makes way more sense. Yep. Alright, just a land. Here come, didn't even hit, wants to play defense. Great. Let's see how hard we can blow him out right here. It's not even a good defense. It's actually really sick because we get trample on our guy. Wants to do nothing. Sure. Alright, no cards in hand. Pass back. We've gained 15 life. Or, yeah, because we just hit him. We've clocked him for 5 3 times. We've gained 15 life off of this Unflinching Courage. That's what I'm saying. It just seems like this random card that wouldn't be relevant. This deck is so grindy. We played 2 Inquisitions this game. We played removal spells, and it just helps you grind them out. And look at that, we just 2-0'd just like that. That was a pretty nice match.